we wrap up, one bit of news recently for the Eagles is the Dallas Goedert extension.
Is it
It's not
official?
final yet, but apparently it's big money, which is kind of
Damn.
I guess
is Sean texting you? Sean texted you. He's like, "Yo, Dallas just got his extension." That was about to be 2 podcasts in a row.
I was about to say, like,
what's going on? I'm not on this. Like, I'm not in this group chat. I need.
You haven't worked up to this yet, Morgan. Just because you took over for me for a month doesn't mean shit.
Oh wow, I was getting a little hostile in here.
It's nice to have the reminder. I was feeling good about myself.
So, how do you guys feel about Goedert getting an extension right now with the Zach Ertz situation?
I think it's 1 year too early for me.
Okay.
I know he'll be a free agent after this year. I get that, but I think if you extend him right now, you're banking on him not being injured.
Which is my key thing. Like he hasn't been consistently healthy.
Yeah. So like do you give him big money for how many games has he played out of how many should have been? I mean, he's a great player. He's a very good player, but you're not going to give Ertz even that money after one down year. But you're going to give it to a guy who's been injured a lot, who talent-wise at this point is probably more talented than Ertz at this point.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. I agree with that. But Ertz is just a more smoother route runner.
But Ertz runs the routes and then he goes backwards. But that's besides the point. But it would leave a bad taste in my mouth because it's just like Goedert has flashed, yes, but how many games has he played? Like, how many times have we been relegated to Dick Rod? How many games have we been relegated to Jason Kroom? Who is the most efficient catcher in Eagles history with one catch for 1 yard and one touchdown on one target. You try to convert Hakeem Butler from wide receiver to tight end. Like you're trying to get all these band-aids at tight end, but you're going to give him big money to Dallas Goedert.
So Goddard's games have gone from 16 played in 2018, 15 played in 2019 to 11 played last season.
Yeah. So what do you give big money to?
Well, I think it depends on the contract, right? If we're talking, one of those 5-6 year big term deals, I think Chris is right. I think that you're banking a lot on him being healthy. If you get him on a 3-year contract, you sign him. I think that there's a few tight ends, not necessarily next year, but over the next couple of years that are going to demand some big money contracts, right? Who knows what Ertz is going to get? Probably not big, but it's going to push the market either way, right? It's going to set that kind of bottom line. Darren Waller's contract is coming up in a few years. Like there's some big money contracts on the horizon. So if you can get him kind of under that threshold right now, it sucks to say, but in a way you take advantage of that.
Take advantage of the market.
Injury. Like it kind of sucks to say that he's not coming off his best year. You see flashes, so maybe you sign him now. Maybe he never has another injury, and then you look like geniuses. Right?
It's kind of like the Carson Wentz deal. Like you signed Wentz before every other quarterback was signed, and it looked like you got a really good deal, and then look what happens. So I think
this Goedert would be worth more in trade. Honestly, at some point.
Yeah, and he's not your quarterback. He's not your number one guy, right? So I think that there's a bit more of a, I don't know, kind of a pillowcase to soften the blow, if anything. But I think tight ends are only going to get more expensive, man. They've been pushing for it. Greg Olson's saying, "Oh, we deserve more." So I think these contracts are only going up with the more they do.
Like right now, there are only 5 tight ends who average more than $10 million a year on average. It's Kittle at 15. Kelsey at 14, Hunter Henry at 12.5, Jonnu Smith at 12.5, both on the Patriots, Austin Hooper at 10.5, and then you have Ertz at 8.5.
But you got Waller coming up.
You got Waller coming up. You have Pitts is already up there at 8.2. But you got Gronk. Who knows if he wants to extend his career? He'll probably get more. You go down
OJ
the line.
Howard moving somewhere else, getting a big contract.
They definitely got to move on OJ and Joku as well, right?
And later, and Evan Ingram, I believe, is in a contract year, and he's only making 2.6. Irv Smith's not going to get that much. Come on.
I mean, he's in second year. You see it like the Vikings use their tight ends, start using their tight ends, and he could.
Yeah, Evan Ingram's going to be he makes 2.6 a year. He's going to be a free agent in 2022. So this is probably extension year here, If Noah Fant goes on the trajectory he's going, that's going to be
What
a
about
big one too.
Gesicki
David
as
and
well?
maybe David and Joku, Gesicki.
Mm.
Gesicki makes 1.6 million
Gesicki's gonna
right now.
make some bank,
Yeah,
man.
he'll definitely make bank in Miami.
You got Robert Tonyan, who's he has a void year next year. You got Hawkinson, who's obviously was just a rookie, but a couple years ago, but he's making 4.9.
Mhm.
So it's all these guys that are just going to push the envelope up for it. So yeah, like Goddard probably deserves more than those guys. Maybe not a couple. Maybe not like Noah Fant. I love Noah Fant. But it's I don't know. It like does he
Tricky situation.
Yeah, like Austin Hooper's making 10.5. Goddard is better than him. But you know,
What's an interesting bar that you kind of set and compare is like, is he a better player right now than Zach Ertz? And if so, does he deserve more money?
like talent wise, yes. Health, no. It's
That's the key thing. You want
so, you're
like-
judging for that inflation, right?
But
Everyone's
like Zach
salary is
Ertz
going
on
up.
Zach Ertz on his best year, like he just had a down year. Zach Ertz at his best is top 3 in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like, are we banking on Goddard's talent plus health, or are we banking on Ertz just having that down year because he was unhappy? And
Well, that's my thing too. Like, do you honestly? So we had this discussion in the chat earlier. Do you give up Ertz for a 4th or even a 5th? Like, knowing what he means to not only this organization's history, but he still can ball, and you have a young quarterback now.
Yeah, I think fans in general overestimate 5th, like mid-round picks. Like I think like in real terms, like 3rd or 4th, like and NFL teams like having them too. But if you're giving a player like that for a 5th, it's like what are you getting? What have the Eagles got in the 5th round the last couple of years that you can point to, right?
What was was it 5th or 6th, or was that Hightower? That was the 5th.
Yeah, I mean, we got some value in the mid rounds. The guy we're just speaking to, is gonna ball out, right? Like you get those players, right? But right now on the team, you take Zach Ertz, and I think especially as you're transitioning, and we're talking about the health of Goddard, I'd rather him on the team than a 5th. But even if you can get some value, man, like maybe you can get a CB2, who knows?
I would trade a 5th right now for N'Keal Harry.
Oh yeah.